All right, everybody, here we go. Once more into the breach, let us enter the pocket dimension where we'll be painting all the things. I apologize, I am under the weather this evening, so we may not have a long stream. I'm not feeling so hot, so but here I am. We'll throw a little bit of paint on Nolzur's, no, sorry, not Nolzur's, but Wizkids. It is a Nolzur's figure, the Chimera. So we're going to go ahead and start digging into what will be this month's monthly monster. So we'll get that going. Like I said, I apologize. I'm not feeling so hot. I came down with a pretty nasty case of bronchitis, and it's just something always comes up if I'm overly tired, overly worked, and I was overly tired and overly worked last week, for sure. So, hello, Pumpkin. How you doing, buddy? Snuck in here, didn't you? I thought you were in here. We'll deal with you a little bit later if you get rowdy. So we're gonna see about cleaning off some of the let's see, some of the mold lines off this wing here, and I think I'll go ahead and maybe try to bend this wing up with a little bit of hot air. Let's see, I know I've got some sanding sticks here somewhere. I've got more around here than that. Here they are. So, got this sanding stick that's almost pretty well used up all the way. But, yeah, here we go. Use this one. This is a good one. So, hope everybody's having a good week so far. It's only Tuesday. So come on in, let's get away from all the news and craziness out there and have a good time and paint some stuff. What do you say? Hello, Pumpkin. How you doing? You're gonna climb up on the desk here and make a mess of things, or are you just gonna lay down here by my feet like a good kitty cat would? Says a good kitty cat. A good kitty cat hop up and knock things off your desk. It's a privilege for you to be in here right now. You know that, right? Yeah, you're thinking about getting up, aren't you? Well, we've tried this before, letting you in here, and it's always never worked out very good. There was that one time you did okay, but oh, there you go. I'm gonna go sit by the door then, I guess. Okay. He's gonna fake me out. He's gonna wait until I am engrossed with what I'm doing. Hey, rescued, how's it going? Well, yeah. Say thanks. It's last week was rough, and as you can see, I'm not feeling too hot. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you being here, Ruckus. Appreciate you being here, Rescue Ruckus. Nice to have you. Nice to have you along this evening. This month's monthly monster, as I'm obviously well behind because of work, is the Chimera from Nolzur's, the Wizkids line. So I think that's going to be a fun one to paint. Should go pretty easy. But yeah, I'm down with a little bronchitis, so I may not. It's pretty wears you out. I'd rather have COVID again than bronchitis, quite honestly. Sounds horrible, right? But I did not appreciate. I went to urgent care in the town where I was working last week. And I did not care for how I was treated, quite honestly. They didn't really listen to me. So, all right, you're on the desk. Nope, you are in the no-go zone, buddy. Time to go out. You are being evicted from the pocket dimension. All right, Pumpkin, here you go. You had your shot, buddy. Excuse me. Sorry, I don't mean to cough in everybody's ears tonight. If you're listening on headphones, I apologize. So, of course, I want to give a shout out to Dubby, who is a sponsor. If you use my code Rocket Fuel, ROKKITFUEL, Rocket Fuel, at W, you get a discount. They've got pretty good product. It's an energy drink, but they got some pretty cool merch too. If you need a shaker, if you need a mixer cup, they're high quality over there. With nifty looking graphics. But that's the sponsored part of my show. Just to let you know, that's a way to support the channel, because I get a little bit back if you use that code. So it's a way to support the channel without making a monthly commitment, and you get something out of it yourself. Let's see. Just trying to clean up some of these mold lines here. Try to decide what is a mold line and what isn't. Sometimes can be difficult. Mostly just try to get the most noticeable lines off. These are not the greatest figures in the world. They're fun to paint, and they paint up very quickly, so I think people can really enjoy them, especially if they're just starting out. You know, you don't have to assemble them. They're inexpensive. And that's something that I think is important for people to appreciate. Everybody thinks you got to start off with Games Workshop stuff, and you don't. I mean, they're overpriced for what they are when you compare similar products. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy Workshop's toys, and I have quite a few of them here that I need to put together and paint. But if you just want to get right down to painting something, excuse me, if you want to just get right down to painting something, the bones, Bones by Reaper, or the pre-paint, the pre-prime figures from Wizkids here. Those are the way to go. Just super fun, quick, and don't worry about if you do clean off the mold lines with a little file or a little piece of sanding stick. Don't get too fussed about scraping off the primer, because what's going to happen is you're going to leave a rough patch on that plastic anyway. So your paint's going to stick. So don't worry about it. So, but they're fun little miniatures to paint. They've got a good selection. If you're into fantasy gaming, you could even use a lot of the fantasy things for science fiction. So that's a good one to remember. You need some wee beastie like this, some strange looking critter. You're on planet Vega 7 stroke G Mark 5. You know. Let's be real, science fiction is just fantasy with ray guns. Sort of. Not always, but you know, to a certain extent. Depending on the story you're telling. I mean, Star Wars is definitely fantasy in space, but Star Trek is a lot closer to hard science fiction. So then that's where you got games like Traveler, that's really hard science fiction. You know, takes into consideration time compression and all sorts of things. Time dilation, time compression, whatever. Star Trek, Star Trek likes to hand wave the distances between things. Because we wouldn't have much of a story if we had to actually wait for science fiction to catch up with, to actually be science reality, as far as where things are in relation to each other in the real galaxy, the vast distances between stars. All right. I think that would be pretty good. Let me just get a little bit of this edge off of that horn there. Looks like I got a little bit of a line left right there. All right, I think I can live with that. Yeah, but it's good to be back to streaming. We'll see how that goes. All right, I'm gonna turn off my mic real quick because I'm gonna be running the heat gun. So I'm going to go silent for just a moment. Alright, let's twist this up into a more natural shape there. And we'll just let it cool off while holding it. So, let's see. All right. So for this month, looks like we've got 6 subscribers. That's pretty cool. So that's 6 people that are going to get a chance to win this when I'm done with it. Hopefully I can do this one quickly. It's a smaller figure. Excuse me. The green dragon went pretty quick. So, and then of course I'm over here also on YouTube if you prefer watching on YouTube. But the YouTube doesn't get the perk because I don't have the level of YouTube yet that I need to be able to do memberships over there yet. So if you follow here and if you want to follow on YouTube as well, that would really help out. Especially as if I have 50 followers, 50 subscribers on YouTube, I get to live stream, and I would like to live stream some of my paint and take events. So, and I can do that right in the YouTube app from on location, but I do need to have at least 50 subscribers in order to do that. All right, well, let's hope that that was enough heat to lock that into place where it's not going to scrumble down. And of course, your boy Heavy T was the winner of last month's Green Dragon. So congratulations to your boy Heavy T. I haven't gotten a chance to send that out yet. I've just had one disaster after another this month, it seems. So, week before last, I went out. I had an appointment, and on my way back, the front wheel of my car fell off. Ball joint had, I guess, worn away or something, which was kind of weird because I was not too far away from the garage that had installed that ball joint about 8 years ago or so. So they got to fix it. But so there was that, which made me miss being able to do my paint and take at the local university. So I couldn't do that weekend. And then last week, wound up having to go all the way to, I was in Parkersburg, West Virginia, working on McDonald's remodel. I had a co-worker break his leg, so I had to go down there Monday morning. He broke his leg on Sunday night on the initial demo work. And had a couple of extra things on that job that took a long time to get done. But on Thursday night, I was still waiting on other trades to get finished up, but I was starting to feel really sick. So I went home. I went home early that night, 11 o'clock p.m. And I'd been there since 7:30 in the morning. So yeah, consider that early, right? Let's see, how does this go? How's that dude fit on there? Does that fit in there like that? Is that supposed to fit in there like that? We're just going to try to see how this dude fits in there. So that leg is supposed to fit in. It's going to be a real weird one. May have to pin that up or something. What I might even do, I think I'm going to hit this again with the heat gun, and I think I'm going to change the position of this tail, because that tail is just not going to work. Not going to work for us. So I'm going to shut off the microphone again and hit that tail with some heat. All right. Okay, so we don't want to bother these feet. We just want to make this look a little bit more interesting. It seems to fold it around on itself a little bit. Let's see if we can just do something more interesting with that. Yeah. So let's do this. Cool. I think that'll be just fine. Let's go ahead and see if we can curl it up, make it look a little more heraldic. So, there we go. There's that thing. I think that adds a little bit more interest right there. It also exposes a nasty little mold line here. So let's go ahead and take care of that little, you know what, little fella right there. And yep. So we'll just get this Chimera. Be interesting. All right. So, yeah, so then I got sick and missed a day. Had a coworker come up. He was able to finish up the couple items I had to finish up. So, now I'm trying to get feeling better. All right. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can get some of these other. Let's get some of this going here. I didn't want to be not streaming for 2 weeks in a row. I just happened. I mean, I had to cancel everything for last week. Obviously, my job on those projects tends to be very very late night stuff. Um, last Tuesday, I actually worked 24 hours from 7 in the morning on Tuesday to about 8 in the morning on Wednesday. So, I mean, there was just no other choice to get the thing done. So that was pretty awful. Didn't like it, but it was what needed to be done to get the job done. So, all right, very cool. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and glue this base together. We'll key everything up like we do. Even though why they prime the bottom of these things, I don't understand. But they do. But that's okay. Super glue and keying it up is just fine. It shouldn't be a problem. Generally, you don't want to have any paint between the two surfaces you glue, because what happens is you're actually only gluing to the paint, and you're only your bond is only as strong as the paint is sticking to the surface. So generally, that's something that a lot of people have to learn kind of the hard way, but it's something that we learned growing up doing scale models, where you would do maybe pre-painting your pieces, but then before you glued them together, you'd scrape off where you painted so you could have clean mating surfaces. So, all right, thin. What we got here? Thin. I don't want to use thin because that'll get all over the place. Here we go. Here we go with the gap filler. Which I really should have keyed up the bottom of this, is the clear disc as well. I should have keyed that up, but I don't think I'm going to worry too much about it right now. Too late now. But let's go ahead and clamp that together. We'll use these little dollar store clamps here, so I don't have to sit here and hold on to it. 3 usually do it. I think I've got a 4th one hiding around here somewhere. But this is not really that complicated. This is just I hate to call it an advanced method, but that's one of those things that most people don't think about. So we'll call it an advanced method just because it's something that you will learn after doing the hobby for a little while. Or you'll stumble onto it, or you'll see somebody else like me do it. But it's not really an advanced. Thinking ahead and thinking about tools that you might need is not really an advanced method, okay? Now, excuse me. Now, a lot of people think that you need a lot of fancy tools. Not really. I mean, these are clamps from the dollar store or Big Lots. I don't remember which. Either way, they were super cheap, super inexpensive. So, all right, we're gonna set those aside, set that aside and dry, and then yeah, let's go ahead and just slap some paint on here. So we've got the front quarters of a lion, we've got a head of a dragon, bat wings. Maybe they'll be the same color as the dragon wings. I don't know. We got a goat head. Goat head? Yep, goat head. Goat head and do what? I'll goat head and paint this, I guess. So, I'm going to go ahead and start out with a beige brown. So, this is Panzer Series from Vallejo Model Color 875 beige brown. So I'm going to start out with beige brown. We'll do a nice little base coat for the lion here. I'm not lying, that's what I'm going to do. So we'll pick that up. We'll just do some base coats. We'll block in some colors tonight. Like I said, I don't know how long I feel up to be doing this tonight, but we'll get quite a bit. We'll get done some. Let's see. What a nice bigger brush here. We use this number 3. Synthetic number 3 from Fine Touch. Synthetic number 3 from Fine Touch Round. I don't know what Fine Touch is, but don't be afraid to use cheap brushes. If they get ruined, you can throw them away. Don't feel bad about it. Nothing says you have to have the $25 Kolinsky Sables. However much they cost these days. It's a nice starter color for the main center body of the lion here. So we'll just start out again, work from the center out. Like I always say, start from the center of the figure, work your way out, work your way up, down, work your way down really. So yeah, last few days have not been real pleasant for me. But big brushes to cover lots of territory. We got lots of territory to cover here. So and I'm running a little thin. Thinned it down a little much with the water, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll work with it. I guess we could make this line any color we wanted. Go make it pink, whatever. A pink lion. I've heard of a pink panther. So here I am trying to figure out how to do this dragon head. Probably do red dragon. Sounds pretty good. I haven't done a red dragon. I've done a blue one and I've done a green one, so I guess it's time to do a red one. Excuse me. See if we've got it. Some of that might be a little too thick right there, or it could just seem like it's too thick because of the primer. That's the one problem with the primer on these Nolzur's figures is does tend to be a little on the thick side, so you will lose some detail if you actually stripped off the primer. You actually will find that there is more detail on these Nolzur's figures than you actually might think initially. But it's true. But again, it helps people get paint on them quicker. They don't have to worry about learning how to prime, because that is one of the things about painting that can be a little bit daunting to some people. The idea of rattle can priming, which is how most people start out. Most people don't start out with an airbrush, and a lot of people don't understand the concept of thinning your paints or passing quickly when you're doing a spray can prime. You know, keeping your can moving, so that you don't just collect all your paint in one spot. Um, Another useful thing when using a rattle can is to prime 3 or 4 figures. You know, batch prime them, 3, 4, 5, 10 figures at a time. I mean, this poor lion here. I think I'd be pretty cranky too if I had a goat and a dragon growing out of my shoulders. Poor little guy. He probably doesn't feel too comfortable with that. So yeah, had a bit of an awful week. I'm glad to get back to streaming. We'll see how the next few weeks shake out. See what happens. Let's see about taking a little bit of that away from his face there. Might have just a little more in his eye socket here than I want. No, I probably had just enough actually. Usually my paint is fairly consistent as I lay it down. It flows pretty well. So, all right. Let's go ahead and see what we can do about this goat head here. There's a little I missed a little on his paw over here. I missed his paw, but I got him all right. So of course the big subscriber goal is to have 10 subscribers. So far we're at 6. So if you're not subscribed, become a subscriber in the over here on Twitch and become part of the monthly Monster Club that allows you to potentially become the owner of one of these fine, one of these slightly mediocre but earnest works of art. So but I gotta take pictures of the green dragon that I did, and I gotta send that out to your boy Heavy T, who won that in the last month's drawing. So the October monthly monster goes to him. So we'll send that out. So your boy Heavy T also is a streamer. So feel free to. I'm gonna give him a shout out. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. It goes. I believe it goes at your boy Heavy T. I think that's how it goes. Well, I know it exists. I know he exists. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me try this again. All right. We're going to do a shout out. Do a shout out here. At or boy Heavy T. All right. So go check out your boy Heavy T. He streams from time to time, and he's going to be getting the green dragon from last month. He was last month's winner, I should say. So anyhow, give him a follow if you don't already follow him. All right. So here we go. So a little bit of the dark gray here. It's a medium. What is this? This is medium sea gray from Vallejo Model Color. And it is going to go on the goat parts. So goat. Is it a goat or is it a ram? I can't tell. I think it's a goat. He's got his horns though, so it could be a ram. Do goats have horns? I guess they do. Male goats, I guess, do have horns. Some of the weirdest looking critters you'll ever see in your life are actually goats. If you actually look at them up close, they are kind of weird looking guys. So excuse me. So here we go. That. And now we're gonna get his goaty goat hindquarters here. It's kind of funny. A lion and a goat and a dragon. So, all right. So what time is it? All right. So we'll just get some good blockage. We'll get some good color blockage. We're gonna get some good color blocks in here tonight, I think. Just block them in. Block it in. Picking up a little bit of, I think we're picking up a little bit of the wash reactivating on the palette here, so it's getting a little bit of brown in there, but that's okay. That's okay. It's I mean, I don't think that this guy really. I mean, the cat part probably likes to stay clean, but the goat part, you know, probably not so much. Probably not so much. All right, so let's see where that puts us. Let's pick a little bit of this beige back up, and we'll just kind of work it right in there. Kind of, we'll let it mix a little bit in this area. Get a little transitional idea there. Yeah, that won't be too bad. We'll just pick up a little bit more. Clean that off a little bit. And take a little bit of that brown and work that brown back down into it right there. Get a little more of that beige on there. back in here. Just let that blend. That's kind of cool. It's sort of a dirty blend, but I mean, gray to beige is gonna make sort of a dirty, icky color anyhow. It is what it is, right? But that'll clean up once we get a nicer, some brighter colors on here. Some more lion-like colors. And then we're going to have a little more fun here. I think we'll get some red out, and we'll start hitting some of these dragony bits. So yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to start out with cinnamon red from Reaper. I'm going to start with cinnamon red from Reaper because it's a nice dark red to start off with as a base for the dragony bits. I was thinking about doing the wings in dragon red, but I'm thinking I might go with black wings just to be kind of more neutral. More like on the Manicore style sort of a thing. So we'll lay out some cinnamon red, and we'll paint the dragon head. Dragon head and dragon tail, I guess. And we'll just get it all over that dragon head. I think I'm picking up some dust from the sanding work that I did a little earlier. I I should have taken my palette out of the area where the dust was going to fall. But I wanted to get going and I didn't think about it. It's okay. I think I can be real careful and not get it in the paint. I think we'll be all right. Excuse me. Of course, I'm just getting it all over the dragon head there. It'll help me pick out the details, other details later on, instead of just leaving them. Excuse me. Beg pardon, folks. Yeah. Instead of leaving me having to fight for the details, I'll just do the whole thing and we'll work it out later. They're very small details for a dragon, so it will be what it will be, right? All right. So let's paint the dragon's tail here. Oh, one of my favorite songs growing up was from Pete's Dragon. It's about all the things you could use a dragon for. Sung by Doc Terminus and his assistant Hoagie. Every little thing. Pretty neat song. Of course, I'm on YouTube over here, so I probably couldn't really sing it. I couldn't really sing it anyway, and nobody want to hear that. But well, now what's crazy is this. There's not a lot of paint on this right now, but just with 3 little colors, nothing really fancy. Look how much better it just looks. anyway with just basic blocking in of colors. So if you don't have a lot of time to paint, but you want to get something on the table, go ahead and block your colors in. Just block them in. Just get them on there. And it will look better than not having anything on there. So, don't be afraid just to throw your colors on there and get some color on that figure. Just get some color on the figure. It will look better than without it. It doesn't even have to be a great paint job. It just has to be paint. Just block it in and you're good to go. And if anybody gives you any grief about it, well, that's on them, not you. You've had a good time. You've painted your figure. You've done what you wanted to do and what you set out to do. Let's see. Now, is this close enough? Snap in there? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to worry about that right now. Alright. So let's just let that paint dry for a minute. Because what I'd like to do is I would like to paint these wings. I think I would like to paint them in black and gray. Maybe I'll catch his hooves too. So I'm just going to use good old Vallejo model color black, and we're going to block in the wings while we're waiting on these other colors to dry. Alright, so we're going to paint these wings more black like bat wings rather than go with red for the dragon. Just because I want to do it that way. That's why. That's because. Again, just blocking them in. I'm not trying to do anything fancy yet. And maybe red would be a better color. Maybe it would work better, but I think I'll just do it this way. Why? Because it's what I want to do. It's kind of the picture that I had in my head. Make sure we don't have it too thick on these other places here. Hard to tell sometimes, especially when you don't have so much great detail on these figures as you might like, you know. Big old black bat wings is what we're going with. Just get it all blocked in this evening, I guess. So it is 10 o'clock. I'm getting a headache. It's the problem with being sick. I really didn't want to skip a stream after not being around for the last 3 sessions. I was supposed to have I guess I said earlier, I talked about paint and take, so I'm doing a paint and take this weekend over in Hurricane, West Virginia. And it's for a zoology charity. A little zoology zone, I think, is what the place is called. So they're kind of an educational thing. So they're doing a little convention as a fundraiser. So that'll be kind of fun. And then, yeah. That'll be the last one for a little while. May have another one in January. So, doing a lot of them. They're kind of fun to run if you don't have a lot of miniature painting happening in your area and you want to encourage it, introduce it to the kids. Consider hosting a paint and take. Brings people a lot of joy, a lot of enjoyment, and it makes their time at the convention a little bit more of a value because, quite honestly, like some conventions I go to, like if you go to a comic book convention, really, what is there? I mean, unless you're looking for a particular issue, you know, gaming conventions, you're there actively doing something. You know, pop culture conventions are kind of getting to be more of a mixed bag with a gaming track on them. So tabletop gaming is starting to become a real thing. So they're sort of starting to blur the lines between comic conventions and gaming conventions, which is kind of good. I mean, they used to do that in the old days. There were a lot of places in the old days where they would have kind of a little bit of both. So I think I'm going to do about half of this wing because I won't have much to grab onto if I keep on going. I think I'm going to take a break. And by take a break, I think I'm going to have to hang it up for the evening because I'm kind of tired. Getting a headache. I'm still not feeling good, obviously, so I need to take it easy. Trying to get well. I mean, I rested all day today and all day yesterday. But still, I'm not feeling great and I don't want to overdo it. What in the world did I just pick up? Oh, I think I picked up some gray. Well, that's okay. I'll be using gray later on anyway. I always do a second coat of black too, because it's a little thin. That's okay. So, alright, let's get this here, that. Get the black on there, like that. A little thinner than I would like, I think. Alright. Got some splatters from the black paint on his tail here. That's okay. We'll deal with that later on. And let's see. There's a little spot right here in his ear I'd like to just kind of touch up with this beige here. Let's see. I thought I saw it here a little while ago. Huh. Well, guess I was mistaken. Well, anyway, I think we'll let that sit for tonight. I did some good blocking in. I still have to do the underside of that wing yet, but I need to let those dry up and cure before I really make another go at it, because I've got to handle the figure a little bit more. So, for YouTube, I want to say goodnight to YouTube, since you are since YouTube does not have that wonderful ability to raid out to other streamers, unfortunately. I mean, it's a great community building tool, and that's one of the great things about Twitch. And believe it or not, Rumble has that as well. So, you know, being able to raid other streamers and give support to them is a nice feature. Unfortunately, YouTube does not have that, so I'm going to end the YouTube stream. So good night to YouTube. We'll see you on Thursday, YouTube. And Twitch, since we're here on Twitch.